Good day, everybody. It's Jay from BackCountry Wrenching. Hope everybody's having a great day. Welcome to another episode in the shop where we take care of all the grunt work before we start doing the actual fun stuff. We got a bolt extraction to do from the shock bolt that broke out. We got to cut off the old shock skid plate guards on the bottom because we got new brackets for our new Falcon Shocks. We got to take care of that. We got to fit up the track bar, straighten out the axle because put new springs in, jacked it up, everything shifted over, and we got to take care of all that in this video before we get into the real fun stuff and getting ready to finish the rear suspension. And I thought about what else I could do to keep the rear end from bottoming out, and I ordered something today. It's going to be in hopefully before this rear end is finished, but I'm not going to say anything right now. I'll let you guys see it once we get there. So we're going to start off with trying out a different couple extraction kits. This one right here. This is a Snap-on brand, but basically you drill a hole, pound one of those in, extract it. I don't think this one's going to work too well because it's seized. I think that's where this one here is going to come in handy, where you use the guide to drill through the hole. Then you put this pin in there with this, and once it's drilled all the way through at a large diameter, releases the stress off the bolt, be able to get inside. And lastly, if that doesn't work, we're going to weld a washer and some nuts on there and extract it that way. This method works probably 99% of the time, but we're going to try to do the least evasive ways first. So there we are up above. We do have a little bit of meat showing there. So how this works is that this extractor has a guide. So you find the guide that's going to fit over whatever little stub you got, which is right there. Then you use a corresponding drill bit like that. I drilled a pilot hole, so now I'm going to go with a larger drill bit. And this chuck and this drill sucks. So first I'm going to try is this one. No, I'm just spinning inside. Okay, with this one here, we're going to have to admit defeat. We're going to have to get the welder out now. She ain't coming out, even though I drilled completely through. Remember, anytime you do any welding on your vehicle, disconnect your battery. I got dual battery system here, so I got the negatives disconnected, and I got a cloth underneath the terminal there because there's not enough room to take it out of the way. Double check, make sure the battery is off. Alright, nothing but sadness now. Well, if this doesn't work, then we'll be kind of doomed. So I'm going to take this oversized nut. As such, there'll be no B-roll for this. There's not enough room underneath here to film myself trying to weld that. I should have did this in the beginning, but I want to show an alternative method. And the alternative method obviously did not work. Get lots of heat in there. It didn't really work out the way I wanted it to. Ah, shit, it broke off. So as you can see, nothing's going to plan. I am retapping the hole, drilled through it. No extraction method would work. Used 2 different extractors, tried welding a nut. Nothing could extract it, which is totally unbelievable. So I am retapping the hole. Sucks. Trust me, it sucks. This is one of the rare holes that I'm gonna say is unextractable. It is what it is. There we go. We're in. This sucked. Welcome to Struggle Town. This is why you use anti-seize, so you don't encounter this problem. Hello, baby girl. I just spent 3 hours trying to extract a bolt, and I had to drill and tap it out. What are your thoughts on that? What do you think, Carmen? What do you think? Do you even care? Do you just want some head scritches? Do you? You are so cute. You are. Are you just taking over the house now? Is that what you're doing? The struggle was real on that. Unfortunately, it's the first time that I used all 3 methods and none of them worked, so I had to drill it out, retap it. And it really sucked. It sucked. It was even hard tapping it, because once you weld something, the metal becomes super hard and it becomes really hard to tap. Now we gotta continue on with the sadness. Gonna start cutting the old homemade brackets off for the shock mounts so we can get our new ones for our Falcon Shocks I got. They're pretty beefy. They came in a huge box too. And let's get this done. Let's get all these crappy jobs done in this video so we can move on to the fun stuff. Well, there's my grinder. Back to the sadness. I also picked this up many years ago. This is a Mac Tools cutoff wheel, 2-inch. It's got the swivel head that you can adjust it. Come in handy for those tight spots that we're gonna get at. And I got a few discs, so I should have enough, but this is pretty weak. This will stall out really easy when you're working. So I need to start cutting this homemade guard off. It shouldn't be too hard. Homemade skid guards cut off. I gotta take this bottom one off next. I think if I cut a line up the weld right there, and then cut this side off and cut it on the bottom, then here with the air chisel, I should be able to snap it off. And then I can cut the control or the sway bar thing off, and that'll be basically, in a nutshell, set up for the new setup. I got a line cut on the tab. I just swept it all up in a pile, but cut those off. Those bushings, like I said, were seized. Homemade skid plates. This is the type of fabrication that I do not like. This kind of stuff. It's so dirty and it's so time consuming. I just want to stay in the garage so I could get all that done tonight, all the dirty work done tonight, and then tomorrow when I come in the garage, I might even get to use a snowblower. It's been snowing Gonna straighten out the axle first thing, put the track bar in, put the sway bar, new sway bar bushings in. Maybe clean up those a little bit more. So when the new brackets go on, you have to do one at a time because you have to remove the lower control arm and then it fits over top of the metal. So everything's been cut off, kind of briefly ground down. Still has to be like more refined, more polished. I think I have to cut like 11/16 off the bottom, and then it has to be painted before the new one goes on. And you can either paint them or weld them. Not paint. What the hell am I thinking? I'm too tired. You can either bolt them or weld them, or you can do both. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet, because it'll be held on by the control arm bolt, plus there'll be 3 bolts right there. I think that'll probably be plenty enough, but yeah, the amount of time and effort it takes using multiple types of cut-off tools, air chisel, bust them off. It's just dirty. It's dirty, filthy work. And laying on the ground doing it's not fun. This is where having a hoist would make things a heck of a lot quicker, because you're not like laying down on the ground, getting up, laying down on the ground, getting up. That gets old real fast. Holy, shut her down, shut her down. I'm freaking exhausted. I've been in the garage for 7 hours and I feel like I have accomplished nothing. Nothing. I hate doing like real shitty fabrication type work. I spent 2.5 hours trying to extract that bolt. Ended up after drilling through, tapping it. And then the rest of the time I spent cutting all the brackets off the axle that held the shock mounts. There was that homemade skid plate on the back, on the bottom. The sway bar links, that all has to be cut off. It's got all new brackets. This is the kind of trouble you're going to have to deal with if you have Falcon Shocks and someone didn't put anti-seize in them, and then you go to remove them and that bushing seized, you are hooped. Well, I shouldn't say you're hooped. You could probably be creative, just cut through it all, but I had that skid plate or whatever it is, homemade skid plate on the bottom, and oh man, I need to go inside, relax. Carmen's probably like, what the frig over? Shut her down. We got a little bit of snow, enough to try the snowblower out for sure. It is a gross day out. Gonna take the Jeep to go grocery shopping. Man, she's ugly out. She is cold. Drifting's not too bad now. My snowplow is close to the fence, you can see down there. That just got too much. So I only cleared away the drifting here. Goodbye in this snowplow. Put a new carburetor on it. Had a little bit of issue starting it first thing. The linkage was frozen and wasn't running at full idle until it got a little bit warmer and the linkage broke free because of all the ice snow. But shut her down. Shut her down. Let's get this done. There we are looking at this mess again. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Let's get the calipers in there. Kind of get a rough measurement. Roughly about 1.5. So I'm about 2. if I need to take off 1/4 inch aside, it's basically this whole flat part. Got the lathe all set up. Machine those down so we can get to work. Got my spray bottle lube down there. That's why it's nice having a lathe in the garage. There we are, new misalignment spacers machined down. Looks like maybe 1/2 inch there. Yeah, so I gotta come at least 1/2 inch over. So I got the come along, hopefully gonna be able to use that. Pull the frame over, you can see we're a little out to lunch there. And these ones are just floating, so I should be able to get that movement pretty easy. Well, I got the come along, so hopefully, oh yeah. We're looking pretty good already. Spring perch looks a lot straighter. Take some more measurements. It's not an exact science. Give or take. Pretty close right about there. We can make some final adjustments later, but I think it's looking pretty good. When you're looking underneath, springs look straighter, that's for sure. Oh, what are the odds we're going to get that track bar in? Will the come along be in the way? That is the $1 million question. All right. Let's get this track bar down. Get my L kneeling pad down there. Oh, you cocksucker. There. There we go. So it looks like I'm very close. I think I need to swing it out one more time. Ooh. Look at that. Look at that. We are fit in. That actually worked out really well. And I like the way Rubicon Express did this one, where they started their bend out farther, then came down, and then in. Something like this I could have bent easily on my thing for sure, but I actually got this on a really sweet deal that I wouldn't have really saved any money if I built it myself. So these track bar bolts, I did not use anti-seize on them because they are an all thread all the way through, so I'm not going to be worried about them seizing up at all. What I will have to do is put some blue Loctite when I do go to tighten them down. That's where I just went to on the frame right there. I just noticed it's going to be way easier checking differential oil now, that's for sure. This is another must-have tool in your garage, is a come-along. I actually got two kinds. This is a quarter ton, and I think the other one is a half ton. And as you guys seen, for doing jobs like this where I needed to center the axle, it actually worked out perfect. This and a Porta Power will be your best friend when you need it. All right, it's motherfucking beer time. We got a beer from a local brewery in town, Citizen Brewery, which is just north. That is kind of a funky beer label for sure. And this is Dark Arts Rice Lager, 4%. Citizen Brewery has a cool setup, and they also serve like really good food too. So let's try this one out. It's wintertime, gotta have the toque on now. Anyways, cheers everybody. This one has some fizz, not like the last beer, which was flat. For a 4% beer, this one's actually pretty good. Dark Arts Rice Lager by Citizen Brewing Company. It is actually pretty good. Making progress on the JK. I wasn't going to do one more thing, but I'm going to shut her down. I go back to work tomorrow, and I don't want to spend all day working. I've already been outside for a few hours doing the snow, and I'm going to have to blow the walks off again. And I got a roast in the slow cooker I'm making for my lunches for the next coming week. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody.